Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm again live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? I see the early squad. I don't even know the pronunciation, man. Yeah. Anyway, I see you guys talking. That's cool. Hello from Australia. Wow. I want to make friends in Australia. I made friends with someone in Australia, but he's American, so I don't know if that counts. But anyway, yeah, see power unite, Thanks for, chatting and so on. Yahoo. Hello. How are you guys? What should I talk about? This is a Q&A session, so leave comments or questions and I will, react. Okay, so I will keep talking for an hour with you guys. Okay, hi Tenzin. Oh, it's Tenjin, right? Like in the pronunciation. I'm obsessed with pronunciations. So how am I doing? I'm doing great. It's getting a little cooler in a way, like in the morning and at night. Last night was so good. Like I could feel the breeze finally. Yeah, konnichiwa, Yoko-san. Konnichiwa. So did you guys see the DNC footage or coverage or whatever out there? I was catching up with Fox News. I kept watching like what they are commenting on. And wow, I saw briefly about Biden's speech, and it was very interesting because it would make sense if he was like a spiritual leader. He was talking about light and like all these abstract things and morality, and it would make sense as a spiritual leader, for example, but it didn't make sense at all as a politician. And we know, like, whether you're supporting the right or the left, we are all aware of problems, but he kept talking about these abstract things that we all agree on, as Tucker Carlson was making a point, like, who wouldn't agree with that, And I was like, oh, that's so true. And so, yeah, we expect politicians to, decide the policies or suggest policies, right? Like solutions. And I don't know, from what I could hear from the coverage, I didn't hear anything. And yeah, what do you guys think about that? I could ramble, but let's check your comments. Rented Identity San, I watched some short clips. That was all I could stand. That was all you could stand. Yeah. Me too. I don't think that I could bear watching everything. I would, like, I don't know. I would break. Okay. You're watching One Piece? That's cool. I've never watched it, actually. Somebody close to me was reading the comic book of One Piece. Dallas Johnston says, tomorrow is the first round of vote counting for the conservative leader in Canada. I hope Leslie wins. Oh, voting going on in Canada. Sam Rogers says, it's my understanding no one was watching DNC. That might be it. Like, yeah. I don't think that we want to watch that because, like, they don't say anything, right? They just talk about all this, like, soft things. In reality, they are so, like, trying to, destroy America. That's a scary part. They act like they are good people, and they're like, oh, let's stop hating and so forth. Oh, what was interesting was that I think this is what President Trump pointed out, but at the DNC, they didn't talk about BLM riots at all. And they also didn't mention China. Like, how is that possible? Like, those are the two like biggest issues about that revolving like that. Those two things are the most important things now for America or elsewhere, and they didn't talk about it. Like, how are they going to lead America if they keep ignoring problems? Maybe that's the way they want to lead. Let me see. Round B says China made a pact with Iran to Thanos snap us Americans from living. Japanese people are not very familiar with Middle East situation, but the other day I did watch a TV show. Like, it's like we have lots of TV shows that narrow down the political topics to explain the power dynamics and so on. And so I now kind of understand what's going on. But Iran is a problem. Like, all this wannabe nuclear power nation states are dangerous. And let's not forget about North Korea. They've been quiet lately, don't you think? Yeah. Roger says, true, the Democrats are so fake. They are trying to fool people. Yes. Like, wow. How I see the Democratic Party is that as a patriotic Japanese, what I do is I look back in history, right? And all the bad things that happened between Japan and the US, it's like led by Democrats, even the World War II. And what happened in the World War II, those were Democrats, and these are something that I need to gather more. And I think I will start making videos about it because it really matters. Oh, Rented Identity. Thank you for your super chat. And I like the little coffee. I love coffee. 117 Rebel. Yoko, notice me, Yoko senpai. Hello. Thank you. I was watching this old video of mine. I made a video, notice me, Trump senpai, and I was wearing this student costume, like a high school or junior high school, a girl uniform-ish costume, and I was acting goofy, and I'm like, notice me, Trump senpai. And I was so young, and my English wasn't as good as today, so it was painful for me to see. But anyway, round B, China-Iran pact will be the most dangerous alliance. Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is that we focus, because we are on the side of the free world, we focus on our allies, right? Like, we look at all the other countries, like, you guys are there, Japan is here, and all the oppressed nation states in Asia are with us, and European countries are with us, and so on. But there are lots of countries that are on the side of China and Iran, North Korea, and those countries are there, and we, kind of forget about it. But as for example, like African countries, for example, though, they're bought by China. I mean, China buys them, right? So, like, it's about economy, right? Like, then. So, if we get to, get a hang of, when we get to control our economy in a way, then we get to control what's happening in the world, like these Chinese power or Russia or Iran, that sort of powers can shrink due to what we do alongside of economy. So Nate Marks says, do Japanese people enjoy Shakespeare? I think some people do. I'm not really, look at me, I'm not sophisticated, so I'm not really familiar, but Shakespeare is very famous in Japan also, so I'm pretty sure that many people have read and so on. Okay. La la la. Let's read your comments. I make a weird sound when I'm reading. Deku for Trump says, did you hear so many celebrities are leaving Hollywood because they are being exposed? Oh, exposed of what? Exposed to the threats? Some of you told me a few times before this live stream, now people are running away from California to Texas and so on. One of my followers on Twitter actually sent me a private message and said that he is a Black person living in New York, and he told me that he can't, there's no choice but to leave New York, because it's so dangerous. So yeah, that's I hear that's happening. I hear darkly from Americans in America that it's that bad. And I can't believe that Democrats, at DNC, they didn't talk about it. People are in danger. Whatever. It's okay, I guess, for politically to disagree, because that's a reflection of freedom. We are all entitled to our opinions, but violence is it is illegal, right? It's against our rules in a law and order cherished countries. So yeah, I don't know. And along that, I was actually thinking, the left now, especially all those radical leftists, they want to abolish the police, right? But sorry, my throat. But I'm wondering, what do they think about military? Because excuse me, because abolishing police is about domestics. It's a domestic thing. But what about military? It's policing the world, against the world, other countries. Are they going to abolish military as well? I want to hear what they think. It's all Marxists, but still, I would love to hear, and it's interesting because Japan is such a peaceful country, but we still have the police. It's just that what we deal with changes depending on the security level. We still need, Let's read your comments. Oh man, I think I might have kind of changed my setting or something, and now I have to let you guys display your comments. Maybe the cursing is blocked or something. I don't know. Anyway, Steven says, we left California back in 2005. California was already shoot Hawaii back then too. We used to live in a remodeled garage. Sorry, shack. I can't read. Sorry. Now we live in a 2-story house in Texas. Wow, that's cool. Texas. So it's a common thing to leave California and then go to Texas. I wonder. Can California, by the way, is suffering from the wildfire now, right? It's still going on. I hope it stops soon. Rented Identity Sun, their goal is to make America weak, and they would do it here and everywhere if they could. Yeah. And, Biden didn't talk about China at DNC, and that's what I heard. And I'm like, how are they? That's like, I think Biden just exposed himself right there that the world is suffering from China's expansionism and human rights oppression and everything. And the facts that he doesn't mention anything about that shows that he is bought by China. Like, I don't usually jump to conclusions, but that's just that unnatural. LD says, every once in a while, the left makes someone the bad guy. It is the police now. It was ICE last year, and before that was the military. Yeah, I agree. Like, when you have an enemy, it creates a good excuse to justify yourself and also justify your agenda and so forth. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't understand how people can still be trapped by this, though. Like, obviously, they're rioting and so on, and it's all out there. Many 117 Rebel says, many California liberals are bringing their leftist ideology to Texas and other conservative states and beginning to rule in our states. Oh, yeah, that's like basically like immigrants in a way, like different state to different states. That is scary. But if you start, but there are, those who are on your side as well. So it's it's, I don't know how to deal with that. Oh, LD, thank you so much for your super chat. Yay. This is what I do. So it really, really helps. Like, super chat really helps me and our living. So thank you so much. When I have like more and steady income, then I really want to like pay people, and like, for example, I could hire a moderator or I could hire an English teacher and so on. Like, yeah, and I would buy proper setting and so on. Microphone, though, is on the way, so I hope it will work well. But I should be getting that this week. Sanctuary cities is the goal. Yeah. It's funny, though, because sanctuary city is kind of like, it's so political and it's like unique about America. But Japanese conservatives know about that because it has a lot to do with the historical dispute between Japan and South Korea. And it's in the sanctuary cities that like these like pro-North Korean South Koreans do against Japan. English is difficult. But they run negative like anti-Japan campaign in sanctuary cities, and so Japanese conservatives are highly alert on those, and we don't want that happening, because they bring our historical disputes inside of America. I mean, the intention is actually to, divide Japan and the US, so it makes sense. But anyway, OT Bone, thank you for your super chat. Yoko, what's going on? Cookie. we will win. Yay. These protests are small numbers out of the population MJGA, Make Japan Great Again. Thank you so much. It's so true. It's like the noisy minority, I guess. But I don't know. I can't. It's that's the hard part, being outside of America. I see all these riots happening throughout America, and even though it's like the noisy minority, still like it's many enough. So I can't tell, but of course, the like racial wise, I believe in the silent majority of the U.S. So like American people are not stupid, So and the large population of Americans, I believe, are Christians, and they have the common values or common sense. So I don't think they would support vandalization or any sorts of riots. So I believe in the silent majority. Paul Garcia says, have you seen the news? Creepy Uncle Joe wants to shut down the US if he wins. Lockdowns will make our immune system weak against the CCP virus. Oh yeah, lockdowns. Did he talk about lockdowns? He wants to do that. I think I heard. Yeah. That is bad. It's interesting is because in Japan, the number of the infected people of coronavirus or CCP virus or Wuhan virus, the number of infected people is rising again, or like it's more massively than before in Japan. But one of the opinion leaders this morning was saying that we should, our understanding or our stance kind of changed while trying to deal with this virus. And we feel like, we need to like abolish this virus, like completely 100%. Like that's where we were going because we became like a perfectionist. But this person was saying that, our aim should be that it's a certain percentage of people will be infected. That's the premise. We need to run our economy and we must run our country. That's the first priority. So there will be always people that are infected, but what matters is the percentage, and like keep it low and get the economy going because if economy dies, then we die. So yeah, that's the premise that the person was giving, and I completely agree. So that's something that I need to I've been saying that, but I need to like repeatedly say stuff like that. And so Joe Biden's idea about lockdowns, like it's funny though when you think about it. It's not America that he wants to lock down. It's himself that he wants to lock down. He wants to keep hiding in the basement so he doesn't have to come out for debates. So that's what he's trying to say, really. So we have to read between the lines, So yeah, we are in a similar situation here. So Benjamin says, Yoko, have you seen the videos where some town citizens overwhelmed Antifa VK? There's hope. Oh, BLM. Oh, so like people are fighting back in a way. That's good. America. Waylon says, multiracialism destroys the cohesiveness of a nation's country. The minority with time can overwhelm the majority if not unchecked and unchallenged. Yeah, it's interesting because I tried to look up the demographic of the US, like, how much is how much percent is like white people, black people, and others, and so on. And wasn't it like, isn't black people like 13% or so? Like the percentage was much smaller than I expected. Like, I'm a fan of American culture, whether it's conservative or liberal, actually, when it comes to like movies and TV shows and so on. And I watch everything. Like I do have disagreements sometimes, like especially like feminism and so on. But I watch stuff like that. And I keep seeing, of course, it's due to political correctness, but like recent Netflix shows are showing like so many black people that it kind of like mess you up with like, of course, it depends on where you live inside of America. Like some places in America have more black people, other places more white people, or other Muslim people or Asians and so forth. But yeah, it's really confusing, And what's interesting though, there are more black people on Netflix shows, but I don't see any change among Asian community. Not that I'm complaining, it's just so interesting that Asians are ignored, And back in Clinton's, Bill Clinton's presidential election back in the day, in the 90s, I believe right before that, there was a conflict between black people and Korean people. So interesting, right? Oh, Rented Identity, thank you for your super chat. There's an online community called Geeks and Gamers where we discuss world politics as well as manga, anime, and other stuff. You should join us there, Yoko. Oh, that sounds like a paradise. I'm such a nerd, I mean, I'm not familiar with like manga comics, but I definitely love games. But I can't afford to get like gaming gears, so that's why I don't play. And also I would get too much into it, so I'm stopping myself from there. But I think that like gamers, or especially like as for music, I love metal music, and metalheads are often gamers. Like we have this group of people that think similar in a similar way. And yeah, I feel like that will be my kind of community. Thanks for telling me. I'm interested. Geeks plus gamers. T-Bone, thank you for your super chat again. America's culture was amazing until the mid 2000s. I agree. It's like from there, the music became really dark and so like artificial, and you don't need talent anymore, and all this political correctness rushed in. I was earlier today, like when I woke up today, I was actually listening to Limp Bizkit. Not that I'm proud of, but like at that time, white people like 90s to 2000, early 2000 days, white people were so free. And remember even like Jackass, the prank guy, and it was all over the place. Like white people were so free. And, it was kind of crazy, but Japanese people really loved it, so I miss those times. And John Robinson, thanks for your super chat. Can you describe the typical Japanese liberal for us? What do they want in Japan? Where do I even begin? But the easiest things to think about is liberals, or so-called left here in Japan, are anti-Japan. If you're pro-Japan, like proud of our culture and tradition, or even our history, then you are conservative. And if you are anti-Japan, then you're on the left side. And what we discuss the most is about China. And if you are anti-China, then you are conservative side. The left side are pro-China. But the tricky part is that there are radical leftists and moderate leftists like liberals. And liberals here are actually, they don't accuse China like the root of the problem, but they care very much about the human rights. So when it comes to issues revolving, China's expansionism, such as those nation states that are oppressed by China in Asia, they support all these people that are oppressed, like Tibetans and Uyghurs, Southern Mongolians, Hong Kongers. Even liberals help, these people. But when it comes to, making Japan strong against that, they oppose. And I have no idea how their brain is wired, really. It's not. Oh, and important thing is Japanese liberals or Japanese leftists are anti-America. And this is something that's tricky for Europeans, I guess, but like I get often asked from Europeans, but Japanese leftists demonize America, I guess. And they want to kick out our, U.S. bases from Japan. And, but that is, when you think about it, it might not make sense, but it makes sense because what they're really at the bottom, what they're trying to do is to make Japan vulnerable militarily. So once the U.S. bases are gone, we are exposed to everything and China can easily come in. The reason why Japan is protected now is because we are protected by America, America's nuclear umbrella and American, like U.S. military bases in Japan. And they're attacking U.S. base all the time, especially Okinawa. It's so intense there because like if you imagine a world map, picture a world map, you can see like they're coming from the south. And then from the north, actually, Russia is coming though. So yeah, I hope this gives you the perspective. Oh, T-bone. Oh wait, Watchman. Oh, T-bone. T-bone says Koreans were shooting people during the LA riots. Whoa, really? So that was really like massive conflicts. Yeah, it's and yet though it's I don't know the story behind it, so I can't really say, but I just know that there was a conflict. But yeah, I feel like today Asians are ignored. And not that I'm complaining, I have no idea about what it's like to live in the States, so I can't tell. But Watchman, you call me again. That's cool. Thanks for your super chat, Yoko. Thank you for what you are doing. Our struggle is global, so we appreciate great Japanese patriots like you and your husband. P.S. You should get a dog and name him Trump. That's cool. Yeah, all I have here is this stuffed animal, and I have a dog back home at my parents' house, but he's named Taro. So yeah, next one. Yeah, I think Trump might be a good idea. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, I really love doing all these live streams and interacting with you guys because we even though I'm outspoken like this online, our premise of our society is the same as America, that there are things that we want to say, but we just stop ourselves because we don't want to get in troubles and so on, and yeah, it's really nice. We're like oppressed, right? So it's nice that, there, it's nice to know that there are people like you guys out there, and like it's really mutual. What you feel about me is something that I feel from you guys. So it's really good. Hold on, let me read your comments. T-Bone, Gardena, California, nice large Japanese community. Oh, there's a community there? That's good. Let me read your comments. Eric Pug says, yes, same as in the US and the UK as well, everywhere. Yeah. I don't know how the leftists can be strong in Europe, though. Like all this, it's so like American people often say like America is divided, but I feel like Europe is divided. Like it's so extreme in both sides. Like right wings are so opposing to what's happening, and they go really like strongly opinionated, and like he's like, oh, yeah. I want to learn more about Europe. Clarkson in Japan. Abe is a conservative, correct? He himself has a like what? How should I say the history and all the values that he believes in, like history and tradition and how Japan should be and so forth, is said to be conservative. And he is the most conservative person that is a politician in Japan, it's said. However, he belongs to the party called Liberal Democratic Party. And inside of like the party is not very conservative. It's pretty much like Republican Party, you know, there are lots of people that are, it's thought to be a conservative party, but inside of the party, there are lots of pro-China people or those who don't even have opinions because they just carried on their parents' jobs and so on. So Nate Marks asks, Yoko, do you like Tomomi Inada? Some believe that she could follow Abe as prime minister. Yes, there's a thing that some people push her, Tomomi Inada. She's a former defense minister. I hope it's the right word, but yeah, so it's the reason why she is promoted that fast and successfully is because Prime Minister Abe is trying to make her the first female prime minister in Japan. And there are lots of conservatives like myself who are opposing to the idea because she's not good. End of the story. Like she's so I don't think she's good enough at all. Like, not that she's a bad person, but she doesn't have the political power or brain. So, yeah, I don't like her. So, oh, yeah. Tomomi Inada is actually pushing some liberal idea as well as for gender issues. And it's probably due to her wanting to become the prime minister, you know, the first female prime minister. Like there are several people that want the spot. So, and she is trying to get supported by like all different class of people. So she says weird stuff like that. And so conservative people are like, huh, you know, she's not conservative. T-Bone, I answered that. Okay. Eric Pog says, I appreciate your videos covering the Korean election. It was scary and few in the US are aware of it. Oh, thank you. It's South Korean situation is something that you should keep an eye on because South Korea is led by Moon Jae-in and he is a communist. So we gotta keep an eye on a communist leader. He's smiley and he presents himself like a good person and he is really good at it, but he's a pro North Korean guy and extreme left, and he doesn't care like whatever it takes, and so oppressing people and so on, like very totalitarian. So we gotta, kick him out. And Korean conservative Koreans are trying to kick him out of office, but it's very difficult there. Let me see. A rented identity. You should be the first female prime minister of Japan. No, I'm a conservative, so that means that I understand the different roles for males and females. Like some people think that because I do stuff like this, I want to become a politician. No, I don't want to. I love my free life. So yeah, I like talking to you guys and so on. And yep, males are better at strategy and so forth and all this territorial fights. Females think differently. We just have a different set of brains. Like we think differently. And I grew up as a tomboy. I thought that I could beat boys or males in general. I thought that I could be smarter, but I realized no, I'm not good at it. Like it's just a different world, and so men have to lead, in my opinion. Wait, mandatory carry. Thank you for the super chat. And T-Bone, you and husband will visit nice America next year. We'd love to. Oh, did I skip one more? Oh, Japanese people love Hawaii. They settled all over. Yeah, like people want to get married there for some reason. I don't know. I don't understand it, but yes. And another one, Dallas Johnston. I have a Korean friend serving in the military, so I'm really worried for him because of their president. I hope the conservatives win. Yeah, it's really, in South Korea, it gets really intense politically. And especially if you are a leader there, like presidents, once they quit, they get jailed or killed by, or they commit a suicide even, because the other side will come get you. Ranby, Trump doesn't like Moon. Yes, that's so true. I married, Jinx says. Did you know Abe is part of that party that wants to restore the emperor? What I am coming to realize is that emperor is not the right translation. When we say, you guys say emperor, but it's different from the emperors in the world. It's totally different system, and our emperor doesn't have political power, or it's not like a kingdom or whatsoever, and it's more like Pope. If you imagine the Pope, then that's similar to our so-called emperor, meaning Tenno. So it's really different. There are lots of translations that are wrong. When we say kami, when that means spiritually, it's translated as God. When we say kami, it's God, but it's not. And all these translations are wrong, and it's creating all this problems in the world. So I need to work on that too. Oh, Max Resist. Thank you for your super chat. Some Christians say that the COVID 1984 vaccine is the mark of the beast. Beast? What does Shinto say about the mark of the beast? What is that? Well, I wonder what it is. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not sure. I will look that up later if that is okay. Christians and COVID. Oh, let me think about that and I'll get back to you. So it's Max. Okay, I'll remember. Okay. Evil Doer says, Kami is not God, but that is what my ba-chan told me. Well, ba-chan means grandma. So, Kami is not God. I don't think it is. I don't know. It's so our religion is so different, and we don't even consider Shinto as religion. It's part of our culture. And so what's interesting is that after the World War II, what we call GHQ, you guys have different names for that. Like maybe you are not familiar, but the powers that occupied us, they wanted to ban all threats, right? Like, and they thought that the evil thing might be one of the things that are turning us bad is or really strong is Shinto, like our religion, they thought, and they tried to ban it. They actually there was an order banning Shinto, our religion, but it didn't work because it's so attached like with our living and our language and everything. And like even before the meal, we say itadakimasu, and it's culture, but it's actually religious. So like you can't ban, right? So it didn't work. So it's so interesting. Nate Marks says, Yoko, people say that Abe is controlled by Shinto fundamentalists. Is this true? My husband says completely false. There are support groups for politicians here, but it's not like they're controlled. That politicians visit groups, all kinds of different groups, and they say like, oh, vote for me and hear the things you want to hear, so I'll say for you. And then in different places, they say totally different things for different audience. And so that's what happens in elections here. So, when Shinto fundamentalists, I don't think exist at least anymore. Like I don't even know what that means. So yeah, so like really, like Shinto is really misunderstood. Like it's not really a religion. So somebody is talking about Bernie Sanders and their conversation going there. Chris Marty, North Korea hate Japan. Yeah, North Korea is a problem, man. Biden is a Chinese dog. I agree. Luana says Shinto is just a custom. It isn't religion. Yeah, that's what I think. Oh, I've been going on almost 15 minutes, so I have to go in 10 minutes. So write any questions you have. It can be anything. Rented Identity says, I think it's very good how every Japanese person is united in respecting the common culture and Shinto traditions. At least we in the West are not united in anything anymore. Yeah, because once you unite, you are accused that it's offensive to other communities. That's like endless, right? Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to talk about this when I was talking about Biden, but Biden talked about the national mask mandatory. Is that the word? That basically ordering people to wear a mask, right? And I was thinking about it and I thought like Japanese people, almost like it's like 99%, I feel. Everybody wears a mask, especially in the city. And there's no order or anything. It's not based on laws or whatsoever. But we wear it. Why? Because that's our decision. And Biden telling you to wear a mask, that's like telling you that you don't have the ability or right to, decide for yourselves, like how to protect yourself. Like that's so like looking down on citizens, in my opinion. Chipikos, thank you for your super chat. Does your husband have any enka music recommendation? Oh, I think he has. Say something. Name something. Tawaraboshi Genmai. Genba. Sorry, I don't even know. Tawaraboshi Genba. I will write it. Tawaraboshi Genba. It's like, huh? 春尾南っていうのを歌ってる。春尾さん。春尾南。I wrote it down there. So you can look that up. Okay, sorry. Some of your comments are somehow like censored. Sorry, it must be my setting. So I will fix that later. The Panda Droid. Yoko, do you watch X22 report on YouTube? No, it's my first time hearing it, I think. I should gather more information. Toto Kaka says, globalist is communist. Yeah, we need to do something about these globalists, man. Oh, speaking of which, or it's not even related, but when I heard globalists, I imagined, I pictured China, and then I thought about there's a dam, like the water, damu kana. Inside of China, there's this water thing. I believe it's called dam. It's almost like exploding. So we gotta watch out for that too. And 7 minutes to go. Right? Wait. Rai kiri ramen. Shinto is the best non-religion religion. That's a good way to put it. Oh, usagi. Usagi. What is your husband's name? Hidetoshi? Ishii. Hide. Call him Hide. It's like Hide. Hide. Okay. Super chat. T-Bone, you know about the New York City Japanese mafia? No. There's a Japanese mafia? Are you sure it's Japanese? Because sometimes Koreans and Chinese people, they pretend to be Japanese. It's a common way that they get away with problems, that sometimes they get asked as like, where are you from, and that sort of the stuff. And if they answer where they are truly from, they get in trouble. So they say like, oh, Japan, and get away. And that's what I hear. Oh, Sneak Capture Craft X22 is very good. Oh, I will check that out. Oh, Paul Garcia. Thank you. That's it. Three Gorges Dam. Yes, in China. It's like about to be like to explode. And if that happens, China will have lots of problems and people will suffer. The Panda Droid says, I highly recommend for you to watch Dave from X22 Report. You want great American news when it comes to economics and geopolitical news. Watch his show. Oh, I will check that out. Thank you. Yoko, no, you stay obey me, Yoko-san. I must go. So 4 minutes. T-Bone, I'm positive they used to gather in the sushi bars. That's so, I don't know, man. That sounds so typical that I doubt if they are truly Japanese and so on. There are more Korean gangsters than Japanese Yakuza. Yeah. You know what's interesting about mafia or Yakuza people here? I might have told you before, but somehow there are more like Chinese and Korean Yakuza, like mafia type people inside of the gang. And so back in the day, police were, of course, they were censoring, checking all these gangs here in Japan, but they had a way of communication, like those people are still Japanese and they don't fully go against our rules. You know, they have a good morality and so on. But nowadays I hear that it's getting more difficult because more foreigners are in it. Of course, I'm not related or associated with like any gang stuff, so I have no idea, but that's what I hear, you know. Usagi says China is experiencing a karma. I'm not sure though, because like Chinese communist leaders have been saying, especially Mao, you know, that they don't care if their citizens die. Like they can sacrifice their citizens because there's so many. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really curious of how they deal with that, you know. And we as the free world must be watching, and we must protect the lives of citizens because that equals to protecting ourselves. We need to divide China, you know. It's actually what my husband says because he learned from our enemies. Like it's what China does. That they try to divide our country, Japan especially, that they say that, you know, those who praise the World War II warriors, soldiers, are bad Japanese, and those who think that Japan was bad are good Japanese. And same for, like, it's a guilt imprint, and it's the same in the US, that if you attack your own country, you're thought to be a good person or a citizen, and if you are patriots, then you're a bad citizen. And that's the rhetoric or narrative that China or communists use. So we need to outsmart them. Okay. Lilheven 12. Watch Know Your Enemy on Netflix. Old American propaganda film against the Japanese war. Oh, should I watch it? my husband said he knows that it's there. Okay. Oh, I need to go now, guys. So thank you so much again for hanging out with me. Very interesting questions, and I'm just glad that you guys are there. You know that what matters is that we as a free world, we stay united and connected. You know, so thank you so much. And and as for the timing, by the way, before I go, the timing of this live stream, when is good for you? Like, is this time good, or maybe I should do on a weekday, earlier time, or I don't know. Let me know. It's just when I researched, you know, for like when it's a good time to upload videos and so on, it said like totally different times. So I'm wondering, but let me know sometime. Like you can tweet at me. Follow me on Random Yoko. No, follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko. I was distracted, sorry. Okay. Oh, this time is good. That's good. Okay. Okay. Maybe a little earlier weekdays. This time is fine. This time is good. Okay. Okay. I will keep thinking about it alongside of doing this. So thank you so much. Oh, see you later on Geeks Plus Gamers. Oh, okay. I'll note that. Like literally notes that. Okay. I'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. So I'm gonna go this time. So take care until next time, and follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko. Okay, let's keep in touch. What type of sandwich are you going to make? We will go eat. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good night or day, and I will talk to you soon.